Welcome to the first episode of the guided tour through the Scaled Agile Framework. My name is Armin Merabian, and I will be your tour guide. I've been a SAFe consultant since 2011, and my company, Portofino Solutions, is a gold partner with Scaled Agile. I obviously have a high regard for SAFe, and I believe it's the most comprehensive framework for complex software and systems engineering. But the first impression that people have of SAFe is, wow, so many icons and artifacts. What does all this mean? How much of it do I need? All kinds of questions like that come up. So over the last 6 years, I have helped many companies understand and implement SAFe by deconstructing its elements, and I want to share that with you today. So in this introductory video, I will give an overview of the framework. However, the basic knowledge of Agile is assumed. So if you don't know anything about Agile, please look at my show notes. I have some good links to videos that will explain Agile to you so that you can come back and start watching this video. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in, and let's start with the levels in the framework. So as we look at the scaledagileFramework.com page, the landing page, we notice that it's in this collapsed form or 3-level SAFe. So that's where we're going to start. And I promise you I will have a video later where we'll talk about 4-level SAFe. But for today, we're only going to talk about this 3-level SAFe. So right off the bat, a very important concept to understand right up front is that each level has a one-to-many relationship with the level below it. So for example, a portfolio has a collection of value streams, and each value stream has a collection of teams. Now, we're all familiar with the team level, which is composed of self-organized teams. At the second or program level, we have a virtual team of teams composed of 5 to 12 Agile teams which implement a value stream. Now, the program is also known as an Agile release train, right? That's something you're going to hear a lot about is, which Agile release train are you on? And it's also shortened and called ART in many cases. So the execution cycle of an ART can vary between 8 and 12 or 8 and 14 weeks, but most companies settle on 12-week cycles since it approximately lines up with business quarters. And at the portfolio level, we have a collection of these programs or value streams. All right, so let's talk a little bit about roles. That's usually what people want to understand is what are the different roles in SAFe. And each level has its own unique roles. Now, we're all very familiar with the roles at the team level, so I'm not going to go through those. But at the program and the portfolio levels of SAFe, there are some new roles introduced. And we have a whole lesson planned to understand each of these roles within the framework. So just for now, know that each layer has unique roles. And just like we have sprint planning in Scrum, we also have a planning event at the program level called PI, or Program Increment Planning. And it takes place at the beginning of each 12-week PI cycle. Now, the entire program is planning and executing in unison for 12 weeks and continuously delivering value to customers. Now, I emphasize continuously because this has been one of the misconceptions people have had of SAFe, is that it only delivers at the end of the PI cycle. But that's patently false. We deliver continuously. In fact, it's preferred that we deliver smaller releases. So that's actually preferred way to do it, is to deliver more frequently and in smaller batches. Now, a couple of other things I wanted to discuss in this overview. One was, so where does innovation happen, right? So we've talked about all these levels, roles, backlogs, planning events. Where is there room for innovation? So SAFe recommends that backlog items are created for both discovery of solutions as well as delivery of value. So if you look at each backlog, you'll see blue and red little boxes indicating backlog items. So the red signifies discovery items, right? So they could be anything like spikes or proofs of concept or some kind of infrastructure that we want to build that's not necessarily a deliverable to the customer. So SAFe encourages a lot of those are also known as enablers. And then an entire iteration, every PI, is dedicated for innovation and planning. So it's also called the IP sprint because it's IP, innovation and planning. And so that's where all the innovation is really concentrated. And of course, we couldn't claim to be a lean enterprise unless we were dedicated to continuous learning and improving. So SAFe recommends that at the end of each PI, half a day is spent on inspect and adapt to identify bottlenecks in the value stream, and then to come up with a creative solution to address their root causes. So there it is in a nutshell. We'll begin a much deeper dive into the roles of SAFe in the next time. I hope you will join me.